Yellow. Happy podcast day, good sir.
All right, you're at like an 8. I need you to turn that enthusiasm down to like a 6. All right.
Right then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Seems reasonable.
Does it?
To be turned down to a 6? Yes, I think I agree.
Okay. Cool. We're on the same page.
I mean, it's not every day I meet somebody on the street who celebrates podcast day, so I was just a little bit excited.
No, it's not every day, but at least once a week.
Well, sure. But I mean, just the chance meeting of two strangers like us on the street.
Complete strangers.
And then I have this feeling, I feel like this person celebrates podcast day. And then I approach, and you did. It was great.
It's amazing. What a quinkadink.
You sound a bit under the weather still. How is that cold going?
It's significantly better. But
Oh, good.
that said, I am just very tired.
D&D
was last night, and I didn't get to bed till 11, and I still woke up at 4.
That's not much sleep.
That is like 6 hours less than I normally like.
I did some quick maths. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's not my fault. Okay. The party encountered like 30 enemies, and they could fight them, and they weren't really supposed to, but they chose to, so it just took a really long time.
I mean, that kind of sounds like party behavior, though, isn't it?
Kind of, right? But
Like, I, as someone who's never played Dungeons & Dragons, could have told you, they're going to do the thing.
right. But I was trying to show them an overwhelming force, and I, at one point, eventually was like, the guide says I'm supposed to, on the 3rd round, the 4th round, and the 5th round, introduce increasingly larger, more enemies. But at that point, they were, like, almost dead.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to kill them here. This is...
Because that would be the end of it.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
very quickly in a situation like that, if one of them falls, then it just, like, domino effects. And
Gross.
yeah, so I tried like corralling them and getting them into the building they were supposed to go into. Eventually, I just was like, "All right, let's just finish this fight." they
Like
did have
herding cats.
yeah, they did get some good rolls, right?
Yeah.
My wizard, not once, not twice, but 3 times, used very powerful spells and couldn't kill anything, and then like AoE spells, so they would hit like 6 enemies at once, and not one of them would die. And then he'd just be like, I guess I'll, like, poke it with a stick, and it would fall over dead. So he was pretty upset.
Well, was he doing tons of damage to them, just not fatal damage, right?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
one of the spells he would use does 3d8 damage, right?
Yes.
So that's a maximum of, like, 24 damage it can do. I think the most he ever did with it was 10. All the enemies had a HP of 11.
Okay.
Right, so he was just infuriated. Yeah, because
At least he had a stick. Could use it for something.
it's true, but the problem is that spell also only had a range of like 30 feet. So to hit 5 of them at once, he had to be right up on top of them. And as a wizard, if your enemies don't die and you're that close, you usually die.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very squishy.
Yes. So.
But he didn't.
But he
Great
didn't.
success.
No. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Good times. So yeah, it took longer.
Mm-hmm.
A very tired Somicron. Exciting stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I got some sleep last night, so I'm feeling all right.
Yeah? How much sleep did you get?
Like 9 hours. It was nice.
That does sound nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was wonderful.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So in other news, last night I watched some more Id Invaded.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I was like, I need to watch something. Because, bottom line, I felt bad. Because I've been not watching stuff recently. I've been just streaming and playing mostly. And I don't like Cinnamon on my lap when I'm doing that. It just doesn't work. She like reaches up and claws at my beard and stuff. So I don't let her up here when I'm at the computer. But when I'm out at the TV, then that's lap time.
Right.
So she hasn't gotten much lap time recently, and I was like, you know what? I need to watch something. So I went to Hulu, and I was like, oh yeah, I was watching this. So I watched 2 more episodes. I watched the 3rd and 4th episode, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, it's good. I like it.
Yes, it is good.
It's paced well. It doesn't waste time on anything. It feels like it's doing a good job developing backstory of characters, and I don't know if you noticed this, but the animation's a little weird. Like, especially how they animate the faces of the team that's managing this. I forget what it's called.
Idwell.
Yeah, the well technology.
The Hizubane.
Yeah, that's what I was remembering.
Yeah, I haven't seen the show in like 3 months. Right? Like.
Yeah, the well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just moments where it's like, I mean, this isn't photorealistic animation by any stretch, but like most of the time, everything's pretty well proportioned for this style of anime. But then like a couple of the characters sometimes are like, your eyes are weird. They're like too long. And like your nose is a little bit off, and it just, I don't know if it's intentional, but it gives the whole thing this feeling of like it's off-centered, it's tilted a little bit, and I like it. I'm not sure if it's intentional or not.
I don't know, because honestly I didn't notice.
You didn't notice anything like that?
No.
Okay. Dunno.
But I mean, it would definitely fit with like the something slightly off in this like world that seems real but maybe isn't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
cool.
It's good. I mean, I like how the main character, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched, but he's kept in a cell with all the other people that they capture as a result of the work that he does, because he's criminally insane, basically. And he uses the information that he gathers from the psyches of these criminals as part of the well technology to drive them to suicide after they've been captured. He does this like to 5 or 6 different criminals, and eventually they're like, so I don't, we really appreciate the work you do, and you're really only serial killing murderers. So like, basically, I guess you're Dexter, if we're gonna give you a U.S. television name. But they put him into solitary, and they're like, maybe I shouldn't work with him anymore. He's kind of a serial killer. It's weird,
right? But did you get to his replacement?
Yes. And they basically, yeah.
They
grabbed one of the criminals that they'd arrested who's drilling holes into the brains of the people that he captures. And they're like, he's real smart. Maybe he can do this.
Yeah.
No. Turns out no. He can't do it. He just... Anyway, it's hard to explain, but basically they put the people into the well, into the psyche of the person they're tracking. They don't remember anything. They don't remember who they are, really. They just see themselves as a brilliant detective who's there to solve a mystery. They don't know what it is. It's a very, very interesting setup that they don't explain a whole lot about. But basically, it's usually a dangerous situation, and it's usually very likely that the person who's going in here will die. So the criminal they tried in that one episode, he would just instantly die. He'd show up and be like, I'm a brilliant detective. Bam, done.
Yeah.
That's it. Let's do it. Let's try it again. And there's no permanent effects. It's tiring to go in and out and get murdered and come back over and over again. But it's not like there's no permanent consequences. At least not yet.
Yeah. I do like that when they like question him about it, he's like, who knew a guy who tried to drill a hole through his own brain would have a short life expectancy? If his excuse for not being able to stay alive for very long. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I enjoyed
So they're like, well, we don't approve of your serial killing ways, good sir, but you're the only one who can do this job, and so I guess you're back.
It's not that he's the only one who can do the job. He meets all the requirements. Right? Did they explain the requirements to you yet?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, so only certain people can go into the Idwells as a brilliant detective.
Yes.
Yeah. So there are requirements, and
okay.
Yeah, people fit them. Yeah. That's why they can't just be like, hey, we can't use the one guy we have because he's making people commit suicide. Let's get the other murderer. They can't just be like, do we have any volunteers instead? Like,
Right.
yeah, no interns they can put into the machine, unfortunately.
Yeah, they didn't explain it at all. They were just like, he had an IQ of 150, and then he drilled a hole in his head. So we don't know what it is anymore, which I thought was a funny moment.
Yes.
But they didn't. They were just like, he's real smart. Let's put him in. So I assumed it was just some like intelligence requirement, but
No.
we'll get there, I guess.
No.
Yeah, but basically, yes. So the main character here, he was a cop, and then his wife and daughter got murdered, or just his daughter. I can't remember.
I mean, I know, but I'm not going to spoil the show for you.
Okay, at least his daughter gets murdered, and he tracks down the killer and murders him.
Uh-huh.
And then society's like, no, that's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why he's in basically in lockdown at the start of the show, because that happened.
Yeah. All facts.
Yep.
Cool.
So I enjoy it. There's this, larger mystery of there's always a dead body of a young girl in every one of the wells that he goes into.
Cairo.
Yes, Kairu. And what was interesting was that the second the hole in the head guy saw her too.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was personal to Narisago. But no, apparently anyone who goes into the well of a psyche that they're working with here, there's this dead young girl there of a mystery they're trying to solve.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was an interesting spin on it.
Yeah.
Three or four episodes in.
Definitely more to it, right? It's definitely part of the mystery.
Yes. Yes.
But it's like, you can already tell it's part of the machine's way of getting the brilliant detective to instantly have a role to do, is by always placing the just dead young girl there. Like, that's the function of it at the moment. Yeah.
Yes. It's for someone who just came into a situation without any knowledge of who they are, giving them a motivational quest right off the bat is a pretty good thing. Yeah. So how many? What do we got?
I think
Is it just 13 episodes?
Just 13 episodes. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not trying to finish it this week. We'll talk about it next pod day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's great.
I started watching Demon Slayer.
Yay, Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Were you like? There's a lot of like fan servicey moments and uncomfortable stuff in the beginning.
Not so much.
Okay.
Like, I'm 7 episodes in, and there's not as much fan service as I thought there would be.
Huh. All right.
The thing that I'm just annoyed with is, I'm like, okay, this guy has the superpower of smell for no reason. What's up with that?
No reason.
Okay, yeah, that's.
I don't know. Some people just have enhanced sense or two for no reason. It's just people.
Sure.
Oh, you've never met anybody with like a really strong sense of smell?
I mean, I probably have, but not enough that people are like, yes, this one dude who I faintly smelled 2 years ago, I now smell him as I'm sitting over my freshly made pot of udon noodles, which would probably smell quite nice. And he's like, no, but I smell this other guy down the street.
Okay. That's a superpower.
Yes. He quite literally says he can smell the openings in people's defenses, and his sword is drawn to them. Right? That's his excuse for how he splits the rock when he's imagining the souls of the other dude. The other children, right? Like, he can smell people's defenses. It doesn't make any sense.
Look, magic exists, okay? This is a magical world.
Yeah, magic exists, but only for, like, the demons and the demon hunters, right? Like...
Yes.
Everyone else has no idea that magic exists.
No, they don't believe it exists.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm enjoying it.
Good.
It's fine. I think Goblin Slayer is still better so far.
Okay. Man, I really like Goblin Slayer too.
Can't wait for more of that.
So how far are you in the story for Demon Slayer?
He just met Michael Jackson and down the
Yeah.
and then he was like,
Oh.
he's like pretending to be a human with his wife and child, and then a demon just like randomly appears somehow because Michael Jackson can just do that. I mean,
I think he infected a dude.
He does.
He just grabbed someone off the street
yeah,
and turned him.
he just cut them, right? Like, it's like, it's literally that simple and that quick.
For him, sure.
Right. What do you mean for him? He like they explicitly state he's the only one who can do it.
Yeah.
Right, but when main dude, whose name I can't remember, gets back to his family, he doesn't immediately, like, his sister doesn't immediately start turning into a demon. She's, like, unconscious and then later wakes up after they fall off a cliff. Which they
I don't know that she's a typical example of someone that's been turned into a demon.
Okay.
I think there's something weird about her.
Yeah. Seems that way.
That's all I'm saying.
It just seems very convenient that it suddenly works that quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Yeah. He's Michael Jackson, huh? I love that the person who referred it to me at work, I came into work the next day and was like, dude, it's Michael Jackson. He's like, what? And I was like, look at this.
And because
compare this photograph of Michael Jackson and our villain. They're the same thing. This is entirely intentional.
And because you told me that before I had even seen it, there's no way I can unsee it.
No. Nope.
Yeah, that is...
You're never going to miss it.
That is Japanese Michael Jackson.
It is absolutely hilarious. I love it. I love, too, that he's got a wife and kid.
Yeah.
Right? Like, like our hero's all like, you're supposed to be this super evil demon that is creating all this suffering in the world, and I'm going to take you down. And he's like, but you're a family man somehow. I like it. It's a good moment.
Yeah, it's a good moment. Yeah.
Anyway,
I did not like that he, like, smelled this dude from down the street, and then he just ditched his sister with the udon. Also,
yes.
Like, one, he literally leaves her by herself, right? Two, does she not need to eat anything out of ever? She's like, they've kind of just been like, yeah, so she hasn't eaten in 2 years.
She spends a lot of time in a box. Energy conservation.
She spends like the first year and a half of it asleep, and apparently that restores her energy. Like, there's a level of magic I'm willing to, let go, but I don't know.
There is so much magic.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
I mean,
it's very magical.
The thermodynamics of this girl does not make any sense, right?
No, but
there's no energy input, but plenty going out, and no deterioration.
Yes. But that's all magic. Magic very rarely accounts for the energy required to do things that magic does. If ever. Even like Brandon Sanderson, who has really detailed magic systems, is never like, and here's the thermodynamic rules for how this works.
I mean, it comes down to the world, because some systems have hard magic, some of them have, varying degrees of softer magic, right? For an example, Brent Weeks, his Night Angel trilogy books that I really like. It's a reasonably hard magic system where people are defined by the amount of energy that they have, and there are ways in which they can absorb and gain that energy back, but if their energy runs out, they literally can't use magic, right?
Yeah.
This person is literally just like, well, this show is like, well, she can take damage and then heal, and then all she has to do is sleep. Because that restores, that restores magic somehow. Magic power.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a very different thing.
It is, but I mean, I'm just thinking of like Mistborn, Brandon Sanderson system.
Not right.
Where you inject a couple flakes of an element, like of gold or like silver or something, and then suddenly powers. It doesn't make any sense. There's no energy stored in 2 flakes of silver, right?
Well, yeah, I mean...
not enough for what they're doing.
Chemical energy, yeah. Like, you split the atom, you get some energy out of that. I'm not saying it's a lot. There's a reason we don't have gold bombs, right? There's a reason we use hydrogen, right? I'm just saying that the specific details of the magic system aren't strictly interesting, right? Or relevant, not interesting. Interesting is the wrong word. As long as it's consistent, but the requirement is the gold flakes. The energy, or the mystical energy, comes from that. You still need something. Sleep is not a process where you create something from nothing. That's you shutting down from lack of energy already. Like,
Okay, so you're saying as long as there's something,
some sort of a component to
that's
this.
your line.
Yeah.
If there's nothing, that's where you draw it.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
I don't... Okay.
I don't think that's a universal take.
No, but I think it's reasonable at the very least. Right? Like, even if you say...
It's a logical, reasonable stance to take.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like, it's just simple as saying, like, waterbenders need water, right?
They do.
This girl can, like, make her size shrink and grow at will, seemingly. And then it's like, oh, she just sleeps. Where did all that muscle mass come from? Magic. But where did the energy for the magic happen? Like, that has to...
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a lot about Nezuko that is, like, not explained, even within the universe's rules. So,
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know. I guess how I see it is, I don't think this universe is all that concerned about rules. It's more about the storytelling, the visuals, the characters, the development, things like that.
Okay.
Which, I can respect it.
Sure.
I'm usually more of a rules person, but I think they just nail everything else so well to a certain extent that I'm willing to forgive some stuff. Especially if it's one thing if they're claiming to be a big rules-based system and then they break their own rules all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
That's more annoying than just being like, we don't have any, we just do stuff. It's cool.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's fair.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I love Demon Slayer.
It's alright.
I need to listen to the intro song again because that is a great song. All right.
Is it though?
I like it. Do you skip it every time?
I skip it. Like, I listened to it the first time and I'm like, oh yeah, it's nice. It's not great.
I believe the kids these days would say it slaps.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened to Lit?
I think it's dead now.
It went out.
It did.
But
it was lit and now it's extinguished.
Okay. Kids. Ugh.
Kids?
Yeah, like
where are we talking about kids?
What's
happening?
Because you said that's what, like, the kids say, right? It's like,
oh yeah.
Kids are always coming out with dumb stuff.
They do. When you were a kid, you came up with dumb stuff too. It's just how it works.
Probably, but I'm not a kid now.
Correct.
Right. So the way in which we define things as cool should not be dictated by kids. I don't like that.
Well,
I know it's unfair.
It's how it works. I'm sorry. It's the way of the world.
Yeah, it's true.
Good stuff though.
No. So
go ahead. I was gonna have a YouTube news moment real quick.
I was going to keep it on anime. Fire Force Season 2 has started.
Oh, has it?
Yes.
I was expecting that another couple months. All right.
Yeah.
It's on the Crunchyroll?
I don't know because I don't check Crunchyroll. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I forgot. Okay. I'll look for it then.
Cool.
Fire Force, I think I said this on a previous pod, but like, I enjoy Fire Force when I'm watching it, but I spend zero time in the rest of my day thinking about that show.
Right. Yeah.
It's weird. Usually that means I don't like something if I just don't put any energy towards it in the rest of my waking hours. But I do. I like Fire Force. I think it's interesting. It has more of a concrete... it cares more about the rules of its magic than Demon Slayer does.
Sure.
It definitely does not follow your rule of energy in, energy out, though. Not at all.
I'm not saying you have to always know where the energy source is, right? Like, magic can come from mystical chance and a user's own mana. I can't see those things, but I just need to know that there's something happening that is beyond sleep, right?
Yes. So, okay. So if they had just had a sentence in there in episode 2 saying, when she's sleeping, she goes to another dimension where she draws power from a purple stone. And when she wakes up, she comes back and she's restored. You'd be like, all right, cool. That's all I needed.
Well, no, because that would raise more questions.
No?
No, yeah, of course no, because if she went to another dimension while she was sleeping, we wouldn't see her sleeping.
No. She just, her spirit goes and her body stays in the box.
Then how, like, are you saying that by waking someone up, we can draw their spirit back to them from another dimension? That sounds like I've got powers, not her. Right? It's just not consistent with what else we've been shown, right? Like, you could just say, like, oh, she can regenerate while she sleeps, right? Somehow that's what's going on. But
that's all they have to say?
Like, I mean, that's what they have said. But I just don't understand how it works. Where does it come from?
Okay, let's not do, like, transportation to a different field of life then.
Yeah, because that's a lot more energy.
Okay, she absorbs heat from the air around her.
She does photosynthesis.
No, that's light. It's not heat. It's a different thing.
Right, but it's just as relevant.
Yes.
Actually, she couldn't do light. She literally can't go into sunlight.
Right. So that's why I didn't say light.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that tiny little bit. How does the Michael Jackson keep that from his wife and kids, that he can't go out during the day?
I don't know.
Does that come up?
Maybe he tells him he has some kind of a condition. There is actually a condition where regular people can't be exposed to sunlight.
Extreme.
So maybe he just says he has that.
Maybe. It's
easy.
I don't buy that they're in a civilization capable of knowing what that is yet. Other than watching.
I go in the sun and it hurts and it damages me. Some weird disease.
If he goes into the sun, he dies. It's not damage. He's not getting hurt.
But that's what he says, right?
Right.
He just tells his wife, before I met you, the doctors figured out that if I go in the sun, it hurts me a lot. It damages me a lot. So I can't do it anymore. And it sucks, but I love you anyway. Kiss, 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 right? That's how that went.
Sure, okay.
And I mean, it would raise red flags if the knowledge of zombies was widespread, but it's not.
What?
So she has no reason to question that.
Is it not? They don't seem to be hiding that they're there. He didn't have to, like, mind wipe the people he saves from demons. Even, like, in the first episode, he's like, I'm going into town, and then there's, like, the old dude who's just like, no, it's too late. You can't go back up to the mountain in the dark. Here, stay here. There are demons everywhere. I know about them.
Yeah, it's like the country people. 1 or 2 people out of the country know stuff. But, like, dude, Michael Jackson turned a dude into a zombie in the middle of the town square, and nobody was like, holy crap, a zombie. They were just like, this guy's acting weird. Huh? Right?
I don't know. I haven't seen that bit yet.
Oh.
He turns him into the zombie, and then the episode ends.
Oh. Spoiler alert. Nobody thinks it's a zombie.
Demon.
So that's evidence.
Look, it's not my fault everyone around them happen to be an idiot if they can't see that the man's fingers turn into claws and that his veins suddenly extrude from his arms and his eyes are literally a different shape than a human's.
I'm just saying, if something like that happened in our world, nobody would be like, oh, this guy's clearly been turned into a zombie. They'd be like, this is really weird stuff. He's very aggressive and trying to bite people. Maybe it's rabies. Like, I'm just saying, the rational mind would not go to a mystical explanation. And the people that live in this city do not have a mind for mysticism. They just don't. They don't go there.
But it's Japan.
They have rational minds like you.
No, but it's Japan. Like, there's a lot of spiritualism in their culture. They have shrines
It's not
everywhere.
Japan.
It is
They never call it Japan.
The man is wearing earrings of the rising sun. Right? It's literally their flag.
They don't call it Tokyo, do they?
I think they do.
I just realized.
I think they do call it Tokyo.
Dang it. Okay, fine. It's Japan. You win. Yes, Tokyo. Okay. Fine. There should be more mysticism with the people, but I'm just saying. There's no reason for anybody to be like, this person going nuts for no reason in the middle of the town square is proof of the existence of zombies.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So good though. So good.
All right.
All right. YouTube news.
YouTube news.
YouTube sent me an email, which I usually don't read. But this one, I want to see what that was. Something convinced me to read it. Oh, here it is. Upcoming changes to mid-roll ads. That actually worked pretty well. So, mid-roll ads are just ads that show up in the middle of videos, which I hate when I'm watching somebody else. And I really only ever use if it's a very long cast, like an hour or more.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a mid-roll or two just because I'm like, I worked hard on this. Extra ads, people that aren't using ad blocker.
Sure.
But some people, like I've posted about this in the Discord, some people post like 12-minute videos with 5 ad breaks in there. And I'm like, you're worse than TV.
Yes.
You're worse than traditional TV ads. What is wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, what they said was, basically, we're going to turn on mid-roll ads and put them into your videos for anything longer than 10 minutes for any channel that is monetized automatically, starting July 27th.
Are you able to turn them off?
Yes.
Would you have to go through your entire back catalog to do it individually?
As far as I can tell, this only is happening for future videos.
Okay.
Anything July 27th and after is going to have this happen. I can't imagine. And they don't. What do they say? Future uploads from monetizing channels will have mid-roll ads turned on by default.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Hold up.
Starting in late July, all videos longer than 8 minutes will be eligible for mid-roll ads. As part of this change, we will turn on mid-roll ads for all eligible videos. Does that mean all eligible videos from henceforth? Or for all time, including the past?
I don't know.
I don't either.
My advice though is if it is for all videos, including the ones in the past, just let them go.
Yeah, I'm not going back to change those. Heck no.
No.
But yeah, I mean it's a checkbox, right? When you go through editing a video with the new YouTube Studio, mid-roll ads is a checkbox right now, and just by default it's off.
Okay.
So it's easy for me to be like, I'm editing this video, uncheck this box, check this, right? It just becomes routine. Mm-hmm. So it's not a big deal for future ones. But if you're watching my videos from a while ago and mid-roll ads are there for a 20-minute video, and I've never done that before, it's not my fault. It's YouTube's fault.
Yep.
Send angry emails to them.
Yes.
Apparently their email address is noreply@youtube.com. Oh, wait. No, that's probably not it. Don't try that. That's
cool.
Funny. If you have not used mid-roll ads before, give it a try. Shut up, YouTube team.
They just want you to make more money.
Yeah. For them. Exactly.
Which, I mean, to be fair, they offer a free service.
They do. I mean, it lets me basically make money without really investing anything but time, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, no big complaints there, YouTube. I know people are mad at you for a lot of things, but I'm not mad at you overall.
Yep.
In other YouTube news, we talked about this, not on the pod, but during a stream or something, just the Brood War versus StarCraft 2 view counts.
Yeah, but this is while we were watching GSL.
Yes, that's what it was. By the way, if you want to watch GSL with us, come join the Discord. I guess we can put a link in the show notes, or if you just search Falcon Paladin Discord, an invite that I set up years ago that I set never to expire should pop up for you. Mm-hmm. Anyway, bottom line is I am seeing a dramatic decrease in my StarCraft 2 view counts and a dramatic increase in my Brood War view counts. And it bums me out because I like casting both of them. Mm-hmm. I don't know. People ask me that a lot. Which one do you like more? And I'm like, I don't know. They're my children's. I can't choose a favorite.
Yeah, but I mean, every parent says that. But I mean, if the fire in the house breaks out, you got to grab one of them first.
That's a good point, actually. Ooh, I need to think about that. If there was a fire in the house and the kids were sleeping, who would I get first?
play the safe card and just go with whichever one's room is closer to yours, because it's like it's on the way. You just get them, do it by efficiency rather than love.
Right.
Yeah.
Normally that would work, but like the way it's set up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess my oldest is closer. Congratulations, oldest. You're the closest. You made it.
Cool.
Anyway, the point is, yeah. So what it feels like is going on here is, at this point, I think more people are watching my channel for Brood War than for StarCraft 2.
Mm-hmm.
So when YouTube is like, hey, person who has watched a Falcon Paladin video in the past, here's a Falcon Paladin video, and it's a StarCraft 2 video, it's more likely that the person will not click on it than that they will.
Okay.
Accounting for a bunch of other factors. And if they're like, hey, YouTube person who's watched a Falcon Paladin video before, here's a Brood War video, they're more likely to click on it. So what it feels like is going on here is YouTube is basically saying, we recommend StarCraft 2 videos. They're not getting as much attention. So we're not going to spend as much time promoting them on the recommended page.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the homepage for YouTube, which is where most people live. I'd like it if people went to their subscriptions page and watched stuff there, but I don't think most people do. So StarCraft 2 videos are being referred less to people on their recommended page, and Brood War videos are getting referred more on people's recommended page, and it's kind of turned into this death spiral for StarCraft 2, to where fewer people are being given the option to watch it on the recommended page, and therefore fewer people are watching it, which causes YouTube to refer them less, and then we get situations where people say, you haven't posted a StarCraft 2 video in a couple weeks. What's going on? And I'm like, no, I've been posting it 5 times a week forever now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't. YouTube didn't show them to me. It's like, bruh. So anybody who's listening, I'm posting 5 StarCraft videos a week and like 4 Brood War videos a week. So yes, it's a lot of Brood War, but it's more StarCraft 2. So please don't think I've abandoned you. The videos are there.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, it's just discouraging. Mm-hmm. And part of it, too, I've had people make this point before, is like current Brood War casting in English on YouTube is not really happening outside of my channel. So there's not a lot of options. I've got a bit of a niche set up here. Whereas StarCraft 2, a lot of competition for people doing that right now, including Loco, including Winter, including Wardy. He's got a YouTube channel. Does Maynard have a YouTube channel? Does he
yes,
stick stuff
but
out there?
he doesn't do regular content.
Really?
He does like one video a month, and it's always like something super well polished and well written and kind of stuff. It's not like, hey, I'm casting a game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, I see. Yeah. Like a ladder anxiety video.
Yeah.
Or getting into StarCraft 2 or let's get better. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I see what he's doing.
Yep.
All right. So I don't think he's competition.
No.
So he's doing different stuff.
Yep.
But yeah. But there are a lot. There's a lot of StarCraft 2 casters out there putting out content a lot. And so there's just more competition. And a lot of the time, I think about this too. Like, I have a week buffer. So if the replays are released for Stay at Home Story Cup, for example, sure, I'll cast them as soon as they come out, but they're not going to show up on my channel for a week.
Right.
So I'll try to cast the best stuff, but by that point, Loco's probably already got it, and Winter's already probably cast the same games that I have. So a lot of people will be like, oh, yeah, I saw that one already, and we'll move on. So I don't know. Like, maybe I shouldn't run with a buffer for StarCraft 2, but I don't know. That kind of worries me. I don't like the concept of running without a buffer for anything because stuff comes up.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just... I went into incognito mode to try and test something. And just in YouTube, I just Googled Brood War games to see what comes up. The first video is from 8 years ago. That is its that is number one. It's by some guy named Alex. That's its number one recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's the next video is the second best StarCraft Brood War match of all time, also from 8 years ago.
That's a good title. I like it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The third one is Ultimate Title Fight Bisu versus Jaedong PBZ StarCraft Remastered from 2 years ago by the official StarCraft YouTube channel.
Good.
And then it's you.
Okay.
Right.
That's pretty good.
With a creative 3v3 on Big Game Hunters.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I didn't think that would be... Because that's definitely not a professional game.
No.
That's definitely just dudes messing around.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And like rushing science vessels and throwing down defensive matrix on zealots and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Sure, I know
Which
those
is cool.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what zealots are. Shut up. Huh.
Yeah.
You do it for StarCraft 2?
No, but I should.
Let's do it. Tappity tap 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 tap.
So first up is StarCraft 2 highlights, which is the greatest StarCraft 2 match ever, Neeb versus Bly.
Nice.
Which is a good game. And then it's Loco.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Excellente.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know, but the video was uploaded 48 minutes ago.
Wow, nice job.
Yeah, it has 1 view, so I don't know why it's really being recommended.
What the crap, YouTube?
Yeah.
Well, helping out this little guys.
I'll send a link in a second. And then it's Loco again. And then it's this StarCraft Esports YouTube page. And then it's Loco. And then it's Sergey U Hell Dragoon HQ.
Yes, of course.
Then it's Alex.
That channel.
From 7 years ago. And then it's Loco. And then it's Winter. Then it's SC2 Journey. And then it's SC2 Highlights again. And you are not there because now it's like related to your search.
See?
Mm-hmm.
So much competition.
Yeah. Oh man, you are still not here. Keep scrolling.
This is not going well. I don't like this very much.
Nope. My god, the Spiffing Brit.
Who's that?
You've never heard of the Spiffing Brit?
I don't think so.
Okay, so he's like an English YouTuber who plays games and tries to find like weird exploits and stuff, right? Just to be like...
So he's just like everything.
Yeah, he plays like everything.
Yeah.
I think one of his most recent videos is how he found an exploit for infinite currency on the Steam Summer Sale currency. Because yeah.
It has 1.5 million views. That's pretty good.
Yeah, yes. So the fact that he's here with like a Void Ray only challenge is funny.
That is funny. He's got 1.47 million subs. Not bad, dude.
Yeah, very popular. Yeah, so Loco just keeps popping up.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yep.
Cool.
Do you appear anywhere on this page that I've missed? Yes, okay, so you do. How far down? Oh boy, that's very far down.
What is it?
It's the it's the cheese
97.
It's the cheese pack. Oh, and it's
which cheese pack?
The most recent one, 59 June.
Oh,
and
with like 2,000 views,
2.4K.
What?
But yeah, you're probably in like the 50s.
Dang. Well, this makes sense based on what I'm seeing.
Yeah. This is I'm sending you a link. Oh. That's the Excellent guy who posted a video 40 minutes ago.
Excellent.
Yeah. Is this thing... I don't know. It is in 720p. It just doesn't look like it.
Is it in 720? It's not even 1080?
It's not even 1080.
He's got 16 subscribers.
Yes.
And he's been posting since 3 years ago.
Yep.
But it looks like he only started doing StarCraft 2 in 2 months ago. So he's a fairly new StarCraft guy. Does he do his own content? There's a lot of channels out there where they just lift like GSL streams and put them on their own channel, which bothers me.
This guy seems to be doing his own content.
Yeah,
because
sure does.
the video has his own Twitch tagging it, and it's got a webcam, so I assume that's him.
Oh, yeah. He's got a webcam up.
Um,
His most popular video of all time is a reminiscing Super Nintendo Episode 1, Kingyo Chuhui, which has 244 views.
Nice. Good for this guy.
Yeah. He just decided to start doing StarCraft. He's not doing super well.
No, but YouTube is recommending him third on the list.
So maybe he's going to start doing well real soon. I don't know. Like, I really don't know how many views come from the YouTube recommended, like, just doing a search page like that.
Right.
I really feel like just going to youtube.com where it shows you your recommended stuff is where most of the views come from.
But surely things have to get into the recommendation one way or the other.
Yeah. And again, what I think it is YouTube's like, here's a thing on the recommended page, and if you click it and watch it, then they'll show you more of that thing. And if you don't click on it, they're least likely to show it to you later.
Oh, obviously. But how does it know what to put there after that first bunch? It's got to be through channel subscriptions and searches. And if you're not being recommended on the searches, how are you getting subscribed?
Yeah.
Through brutal.
Yeah, it is. It really is. There's been a lot of people that have commented recently, I've just found your channel. I like your stuff. Thanks. I subscribed. I should ask them how they found me. That'd be a good question.
Right. For reference, on the first page of Brew War results, your name appears 79 times.
Out of how many?
I don't know. The page just keeps loading. Sorry.
But I mean...
out of, I don't know, 100.
Like 100?
Like,
sure.
it doesn't say how many's on the bottom. Like, it doesn't tell me how I'm looking at. But it is also...
But sure, estimating 100.
Right. It's also pulling, like, your name from the channel, and then it's, like, also the stuff in the description. So it's, like, at least 2 or 3 per video. Because it's like, hey, join the Falcon Paladin Discord, and it's pulling that as well. Or, hey, come follow me on twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin. It's pulling that out of the description of the video. If that makes sense.
Pulling it out of the description? What do you mean?
Like, if I control F and search for your name, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Those, including search results that come from the description instances of Falcon Paladin. Got it.
Yes. And so as I keep scrolling, the amount of times your name appears on this page keeps going up. I'm at, what am I at? I'm at 234.
Okay.
So
but that number is inflated.
Yes, but you are, like, it would be very easy to scroll through and count just the video lines where your name doesn't appear, because I could count them on, like, 2 hands.
Huh. Well, all right. Fair enough. So when it comes down to getting new people watching me, Brood War is definitely the avenue that it is right now.
Seems so.
That's crazy. Is there any way I can turn that around with StarCraft 2, or do you think
Be better.
I just lean into it?
I
mean, is it being better? Like, how do you get recommended by YouTube when people search StarCraft 2? You know what I mean? What is that?
Yeah, no, I have no clue. That was
yeah.
part joke, but I think part of it is StarCraft 2 has a very fierce competition, right?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. And, I mean, I should pull up Loco now, because he was being recommended a lot, and I'm
yes.
sorry, Hellraiser, or whatever your name was. It wasn't Hellraiser, because that's a name I recognize. The other dude with the really long one. Like, his content was not looking super crisp, but it's like, what is Loco producing, right, that he's getting clicks, right?
I
don't know, they seem to just be casts.
Yep.
What it's, I don't know. Like, what's the difference? Is it, I don't know. Is it the thumbnails?
Might be. He does clickbait harder than I do.
I mean, sure. Then
does he use caps in his titles a lot?
Mm-hmm.
People like caps.
Almost all of the videos have full caps words. Yeah.
Maybe I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Capital letters are the key.
Each of the thumbnails also has his own logo watermarked in the bottom left-hand corner.
Right.
Maybe you should do that.
Could do.
Uh-huh.
Be easy enough.
Maybe. A lot of the videos also have pictures of him. So,
Right.
holding like a little Zergling plush, right? Or just making a confused face. Maybe you should also use pictures of Loco.
Oh my gosh. I'm not doing that.
Ah, come on.
In case anybody's wondering. Maybe I'll do it once. That would be so funny.
You can't mention it at all, though, in the video. Right, that would
Right.
That would ruin it.
No. Right. Okay, I'm doing it.
Excellent.
I'll make my own thumbnail and try to make it look like a Loco thumbnail. Just grab him.
Do it.
Fantastic.
It'll be amazing.
Yes.
Ah.
The comments will be entertaining at the very least.
They'll be confused.
Yeah.
More than anything, I imagine. Cool.
I also do wonder too. I post Lobby StarCraft 2 stuff on the channel.
Yeah, so does Loco.
Okay.
Yeah, like his most recent video 7 hours ago, StarCraft 2, the double Nexus rush in full caps, and then in parentheses, viewer game, not in full caps.
Yeah.
So that's, if it's a viewer game, it's typically pretty low, for, like, at least compared to, like, Sue versus Dream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
23,000 views. Oh, it's loud. Mute. Yeah, it says in the description it's a Silver League match. It's low.
Dang. Okay, that's real low.
Yeah.
Because people hate my Lobby games. Holy smokes. Nobody watches those. It's like I used to get more people watching my Lobby games back like 3 years ago than I am now.
Right. I feel like your rebranding to Brave New World did not help. I really hate that name.
I know you do.
Like, I hate it.
I'm aware.
Noob is a derogatory term.
Yes.
Right? Like, Loco refers to it as a viewer game. Maynard calls it the People's StarCraft. Right? They don't use terms like noob.
True.
Uh-huh.
I heard Winter's mean about it, though.
Is he? I don't think you've got the personality to copy mean, though.
No. Well, but in the casts, I'm not. And the people know that. I get a lot of submissions for it. At least that's what Sniper Monkey tells me.
Fair enough. Where's Winter's low stuff? I mean, we can't trust his view counts because they're probably botted, so...
Probably. He just calls it Bronze League Heroes. He just brazenly stole it from Husky.
Right, but that's not offensive.
No, it's not. I was just telling you what it's called if you're looking for it.
Yeah, no, I did. But you said he was mean about it. His name about it is not mean.
Oh, right. No, the name isn't.
No. So what's mean about it? Or is he just
it's kind of sarcastic.
Does he just
I'm just talking about his casting style.
Okay, yeah.
I've just had people tell me they appreciate my casting style where it's more educational and informative and not making fun of the players for sucking.
Right, yeah, no. But if we're talking about what gets clicks, we can't talk about the content of the video because people would already have had to click to see that. So I think I prefer your style. There's a reason I don't actually watch Winter. But I don't know. We're comparing names and thumbnails of videos, so
right.
That's the relevant bits.
True fact.
Yeah.
Well, what about like mid-rank madness? Is that unclear as to what it is? Because it's also not insulting.
That's true. I mean,
and that gets maybe 10% more views than the Brave New World stuff does.
Right, yeah. I'm not saying it all comes down to the name of it. I think it's all compounding with other problems, like not getting YouTube recommended. It's not insulting, but I don't know. Maybe it is unclear, like, what's mid-rank? Like, what starts at mid-rank? Is it platinum now?
Well,
Platinum to
sure, but I
diamond?
mean, isn't that a reason to click? So you're like, what does he consider mid rank?
Only if you care about the person whose like opinion that you're clicking on, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's clear what it is, though, right? Even if you don't know exactly what ranks are mid-rank, you know it's the middle somewhere.
Right. Yeah. I feel like people should get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, too.
Hmm.
I don't know. For a couple months, like 3 years ago, I was advertising on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like it didn't feel like it was helping a lot just overall with analytics, but at the same time it wasn't shrinking
Sure.
like it is now.
So, I mean, but then a advertising budget can only be what you make from the videos or less.
Yes.
I mean, you could put more money into it, right?
Uh-huh.
But you got to look at that as whether or not it's a worthwhile investment.
Right. Totally.
Yeah. In which case, if you put money into it and you see some growth, and then you stop putting money into it and it goes away,
Then it's like,
yeah.
But at the same time, I kind of also felt like YouTube's like, pay us money. We'll recommend your content.
Right.
And if you don't pay us money, we won't recommend your content, you know?
Kind of. Yeah, I can...
Like maybe this whole downslope over the last year or so has been YouTube being like, you used to pay us advertising and now you don't.
Maybe.
Now you're not even on the first 8 pages of recommendations for StarCraft 2. Enjoy that.
Right, but you're also not paying the money for Brood War. And, like,
Not at all.
Yeah.
But I think Brood War is just, again, a matter of nobody else is really doing it.
True.
Consistently, anyway.
True.
Yeah.
Best by default. Well done.
Right? That's really good for the ego. Brutal.
Yeah.
It's a brutal industry, Somicron.
It is. It is indeed.
I mean, the good news is the Twitch numbers are up.
That's
So that
true.
makes me happy.
Yeah. One of us.
Yeah. If you for one of us, correct. But yeah, like it used to be if I wasn't doing StarCraft, it was like 2 people were watching, and I think it was me and you. I'm pretty
Right.
sure is what that was.
Right.
But now I've been doing stuff like The Last of Us 2, and I've been doing X-Wing Alliance, and you know, I'll get upwards of 15, 16 people watching, which is a massive increase over 2.
It sure is. Yeah.
Yeah, statistically, it's
700%.
many times. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 700.
So that's been nice.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, only been trying to build the Twitch for years at this point.
Right, but you're getting there. That's the important thing.
It's true. Progress is what matters.
Yep. Progress.
Yep. Progress. Good times.
Good times.
The best of times. I guess I could share. So you may have noticed if you watch the Brood War stream on Sundays
Sure did.
that I missed that one for the first time in a long time. I feel like I've been really consistent with that. Yeah. And part of it is over the weekend. I thought my daughter might have had appendicitis. So I've told Samakaran this whole thing, but bottom line, we thought she might have appendicitis. We took her into the doctor. The doctor was like, I don't know. She's got some of the symptoms for it, but not a couple of the other ones. But appendicitis doesn't have super consistent symptoms in everybody. It's really tricky to nail down. So just to be safe, why don't you go up to the Primary Children's Medical Center up in Salt Lake and get an ultrasound done, because we don't have one of those here. So I was like, all right. So we went up to the hospital and they did the ultrasound, and we waited in the waiting room for a while, and we waited in a room for a while, and then they did the ultrasound. And then the ultrasound tech was like, I couldn't see her appendix. And I was like, what? Does she have one? Like, couldn't see it. And so they're like, so again, the chances she has appendicitis based on what we're seeing here is probably like 30%, which isn't high. But if she has appendicitis, I don't want to send her home because bad things can happen. So they're like, so we recommend doing a CAT scan. And I was like, fine. Like, we don't like doing it because it exposes kids to radiation. And I was like, yes, I understand that. But I mean, once, like, she'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, the other problem is, by the time we get down, because it's 2 a.m. at this point, the CAT scan technician's like, all right, I've got one person in front of you. We'll get you in at 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So be ready for that. Drink all of this stuff that has barium in it so that your insides show up real nice on the CAT scan. That's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
So we do all that stuff. 3 o'clock rolls around. Nobody comes to get us and take us to the thing. 3:15 rolls around. Nobody shows up. 3:20. Nobody shows up. 3:30. Nobody shows up. And I'm like, so... And we are kind of like, it's the middle of the night. We can't hear anybody walking past our room. There's no one in the room next to us. It feels real like we got abandoned. It was fantastic. And then finally, about 3:40, the tech comes in and is like, hey, sorry, I've had a kid on the table for an hour and a half. Just really giving us some trouble, and we had to knock you back a bit. So when we're done with that, we'll come get you. And I'm like, whatever. So finally, 4 o'clock, 4:30, somewhere around there. I don't know. I'm exhausted out of my brain. My daughter's exhausted too. She's like broken down and started crying. She just wants to go home a couple of times already. Get her on the table. And like, I talked to her about this. You're just going to go inside this circle, and it's painted like a pirate wheel, and it's adorable. And I've explained this to her, and suddenly she goes feral. And like, this doesn't happen a lot with my kids, but it happens with people, right? Just the lizard brain takes over. She's afraid. She doesn't want to do it. She's super tired. She's freaking out. And so I'm like, we've come this far. We have to do this thing. I'm sorry. I know it's terrible. I know you're afraid. Nothing's getting through to her because she's in, again, lizard brain mode.
Right.
So the technician's like, well, we could sedate her. We could bring a nurse in and drug her to calm her down. And I'm like, this has already been such an ordeal today.
Not a terrible option, though.
No, it wasn't a terrible option. And so I was like, so finally I was like, fine, let's do it. So in the time that they're getting that all ready, for what, I don't know what happened. I don't think I said anything particularly convincing to my daughter, but she just goes, okay, I'll do it. Like angrily, right? And I was like, okay, I'm not going to argue with this. So yeah, then she does. Like she holds still. She goes in. She's great. She holds her breath when they tell her to, and she holds very still, and it's perfect. And the scan results come back half an hour later, and her appendix is fine, and everything's fine. All of her organs are great, because while you're in there, might as well check out the other organs.
Right.
Yeah, and it turns out it was probably just a really bad urinary tract infection, which can cause similar pain in similar parts of the body, and that was it. So, got an antibiotics prescription. She's feeling great. She told me 2 days after we got back from the hospital that she can run and jump without any pain, which is great. So that combined with the 4th of July and some really late nights with the kids, Sunday didn't happen. But everything's fine. Don't have to worry about it if you are worried. That's it.
I'm glad there's a happy ending to that story.
Me too. Absolutely. The other thing, which I don't know if I told you, but 3 of my siblings have had their appendixes out.
You mentioned.
Yeah, and then 4 of my aunts and uncles on my dad's side and my grandma on my dad's side all had their appendix out. So there's not officially a genetic marker for this, but it definitely seems like there is some kind of family trait for this whole thing, and that's really part of the reason that I just wanted to make sure. So good times.
Good times.
We'll see how the insurance bill comes out on that.
Oh, yeah. Good luck.
Thank you. We'll see how it goes.
So while we're just in telling stories, to finish on not quite so heavy a note, the other day, my housemate goes, oh, hey, I want to get in there and clean your ceiling fan in your bedroom. I'm like,
oh,
all right, that's fine.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to be doing D&D with Fatty for like the next 4 hours. So she's like, yeah, no worries. Okay, I'm like, cool. And then after D&D, I come out, open my door, and cleaning the ceiling fan, some reason involved removing my bed, my cupboards, and everything out of my room and rearranging some of it.
What? What?
Yeah.
No. None of this makes any sense.
Uh-huh.
Did you say, hey, why are you doing all this?
And she said, I wanted to clean everything.
Oh.
Yeah, she was just like, yeah, I wanted to clean the walls, so I had to move your stuff off it. I'm like, oh, and the bed? She's like, well, yeah. You know, I noticed the pillow had some, like, drool stains on it from where you sleep. I'm like, oh, so you had to strip the bed, push the mattress out into the kitchen, and scrub the frame? And she said, yes.
Sounds a little OCD.
A touch. I am missing things.
What are you missing?
Right. Well, for one, there were 3 boxes, which were mostly trash, but I was keeping anyway, right? They're gone,
Yeah.
right? I had 3 washing baskets that I now have 1.
Okay. That's not great.
I mean, they're probably just down the laundry. Like, I'm not saying she stole them. Like, where would you put them? We live together. Probably the most important thing that I can't currently find is ages ago I had a model of like Raiden from Metal Gear Solid, right? Where he's like a full ninja cyborg kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
It was cool. I think I threw it away eventually at some point. But he had a tiny little kunai that came with him. And I kept that because the remote for my fan that she cleaned, the light button, it's a piece of shit, right? So it's very cheap plastic. And it has a very tiny little point on this little kunai that I'd use to push in and push the button so it would work. That's missing. The tiniest, smallest piece of trash plastic is the one thing that's missing that is of actual value.
Good times having roommates.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the only other consequence to this has been she did something to the bed frame, and now I can't, like, turn over without it creaking really loudly.
Downgrade.
Yes, so something is wrong with my bed.
It's clean now, obviously.
It was clean already. Like, there was some... There was some dust on the underneath of it that I wasn't worried about. Right? It wasn't dirty. Well, it wasn't filthy. But now I can't, like, it's impacting sleep quality.
I imagine so, yes.
Yes. Cool.
It's like if you give a mouse a cookie book.
I've never heard of this.
So it goes, if you give a mouse a cookie, they'll ask for a glass of milk. And if they have a glass of milk, then they'll want this and this and this and this and this, right?
Ah, okay.
So it's a chain of events.
Right.
It's like if you let your roommate clean your ceiling fan, then they'll clean your walls. And if they clean your walls, they'll clean your bed frame. And if they clean your bed frame, things are going to get lost.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah. I mean, like, the fact that she asked can I rearrange some of your stuff? I was like, no. I was like, I want things where they were. And she's like, yeah, but wouldn't you like it better if your bed was over there? I'm like, no, I'll leave it where it is.
If I wanted it better over there, I'd put it over there.
The funny thing is, the bed used to be over there, and then she complained that in that corner of the room, the walls on the other side were both bathrooms of the house connected at that corner, and she said I shouldn't sleep in that corner. Yeah. So at one point my bed was there, and now she's telling me I should put my bed back there.
I think you need a new house. Just saying.
Maybe.
That's crazy. All right. Well, is that it for us today then?
I think that's it.
I think it is. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us for another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour with Stomachron and Falcon Paladin. Please be sure to check out the merch. Link in the show notes. We've had some good purchases recently. If you want to add our stuff to your collection, then go ahead and click the link. And also, if you're considering supporting the podcast directly, there's a Patreon page for it, again, in the show notes. And until next time, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and above all, you take care of yourself.
Time out. Someone's at my front door.
Yeah.
Sorry, Amazon package.
Ah, of course.
Yeah.
Anything good?
I'm not gonna open it, but it's a huge box. I don't remember
Cool.
ordering anything that big. I ordered like a sheet of paper.
Wait, what?
Okay, so for D&D, I ordered like a laminate sheet of paper. It's not paper; it's just like laminate, and
okay.
it has concentric rings that show like effect radiuses for spells. So you just place it over the caster, and you'll see where if it hits anything in 15 feet radius, this is where it'll hit.
Cool.
Yeah, but the box is huge. Like you could fit, not even a small dog, a medium dog. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So I'm not sure what's in it.
Nice.
But anyway, back to your story.